the way policy game is being played. Then from the opium plant itself, from the opium itself, various drugs are manufactured including heroin. This also comes in two varieties. In fact, there is one called white sugar, which is the purer variety. Then we have brown sugar, which is the impure variety, which contains just about 5 to 25% of active heroin or diacetylmorphine. Most of the other things are chalk, kachra, various other things, various other drugs like benzodiazepines, strychnine, etc. are mixed in it in order to increase its effects. And these opioids are consumed in a wide variety of ways. Interestingly, by and large, opioids are not very good things to be taken orally because they undergo extensive first-pass metabolism in the liver. So opium, some pharmaceutical opioids, they can be taken orally. But if you really want to have good opioid effect, you really want to have good opioid intoxication, अगर बढ़िया नशा चाहिए, तो it has to be taken parenterally, not by oral route. And hence, smoking or chasing, which is the method by which heroin or brown sugar is used, that's the popular method of taking opioids, or injecting. So heroin as well as some pharmaceuticals, they are injected. What is chasing? Anyone? Inhaling through nose. Just inhaling or inhaling the fumes, right? And why is it called chasing? Yes, absolutely right, absolutely right. The word has come from Chinese vocabulary. They call it chasing the dragon, right? And how does it affect you? कैसा लगता है लेने के बाद? नहीं आप मतलब किसी पेशेंट से पूछा है क्या ये बोल रहा हूँ? I don't expect many people to be able to answer this, as opposed to alcohol probably. Is it a brain depressant or stimulant? It is also a brain depressant. Opioids are also brain depressant in general. But is the effect similar to alcohol or is it different from alcohol? The effect is quite different from alcohol. It's a very interesting thing. Basically, for new people, someone who is a non-tolerant individual, someone who has never experienced any opioid before, the first experience of taking opioid drugs is usually not pleasant at all. Because opioids act on the CTZ, chemoreceptor trigger zone, they induce vomiting. So first time, it's really not pleasurable at all. It's only after you do it a few times that you start enjoying it. If you ask your addict patients also, they will tell you, पहली बार लिया था तो उल्टी हो गई थी, पर यार दोस्तों ने बोला कि कुछ नहीं होता, पहली बार ऐसा ही होगा, 2-3 बार और ले तब मजा आएगा. And since he has already spent money, he is already seeking that high, he will have to try 2 or 3 times because of curiosity, and then they will gradually start experiencing the effects. And those effects, when people tell you, they are really, really intense. Immediately after taking opioids, particularly through parenteral route like smoking, chasing or injecting, you immediately feel a rush, as if कहीं rocket में बैठ गए हैं और 7वें आसमान पर पहुंच गए. Then people start keep wandering in those 7th heaven, आसमान में बादलों के ऊपर for a little while, and then gradually they come down like a parachute. And the interesting part is, in fact, this rush which comes by taking opioids, many people equate it with orgasm. So pleasurable is the feeling that nirvana प्राप्त हो गया, परमानंद प्राप्त हो गया, ऐसा लोगों को लगने लगता है. And the difference between the intoxication offered by alcohol and opioids is like this. Under the influence of alcohol, people start interacting more with their environment. Alcohol starts making you more aware of your surroundings. People start taking undue interest and familiarity in their environment. बाहर में देखना लोगों को पीते हुए, जब पी रहे हैं शुरू कर रहे हैं तब तो सब कुछ ठीक रहता है. थोड़ी देर के बाद नमक ज़्यादा है खाने में, क्या कर रखा है यहाँ पर, गर्मी हो रही है, पंखा लगाओ, क्या अच्छी सर्विस नहीं है यहाँ पर. People start finding faults in things. या देश बेकार हो रहा है, देश तो बर्बाद हो रहा है, वो सारे विचार आने लगते हैं. और इवन अनजान लोगों को देखकर भाई तू मेरा सबसे सच्चा दोस्त है लगा लिया, या फिर झगड़ा करने लगते हैं. People start उसको बोलते हैं पंगा लेना, वो करने लगते हैं unnecessarily under the influence of alcohol. So people start getting influenced by their environment and they start getting interacting with their environment more under the influence of alcohol. Opioids, on the other hand, they cause you a sense of detachment from your surroundings. If you see people taking opioid drugs, particularly heroin chasers, you will find that they are sitting very quietly with the eyes downcast, head probably nodding, and then sitting and enjoying their own bliss, their own pleasure. वो उस समय कचरे के ढेर पर बैठा होगा, उसको लगेगा वो दुनिया का बादशाह हूँ, भाड़ में जाए दुनिया. So he is not really bothered about the surroundings, and hence very rarely you will find people committing violent crimes under the influence of opioids. शराब के नशे में गाड़ी तेज चलाना, चढ़ा देना किसी के ऊपर, गुस्सा कर देना, चाकू मार देना, गोली मार देना, वो सब होता है. But opioids, under the intoxication, there is no one as docile, as nice a person under the influence of opioids. It keeps people subdued. Once upon a time, in some armies, soldiers used to be given opioids. Why? They were working, they were practicing warcraft throughout the day. They get tired in the evening. In the evening time, if they get a little bit of opium, they will feel relaxed, they will feel nice, all the pain will be vanished, and they will be totally docile. That's how you want army men to be. Right? Bahadur in the day, but docile in the evening, so they don't revolt against your king. And that's probably the reason Karl Marx had once said that religion is the opium of the masses. Marx ne kaha tha, religion is the opium of masses. Why? Because religion also seeks to act in the same way that opioids do. Keeps you addicted, keeps you servile in an attitude of servility, keeps you in an attitude of non-rebellion, keeps you docile. Right? That's what religion does, that's what opium do, that's what all the opioids do. So this is the interesting part of opioids, that they are wonderful medications, very good medical indications, apart from pain. In fact, as we all know, they are used as treatment of cough, they are used as treatment of diarrhea. Morphine intravenously is also used for acute left ventricular failure. So many of the opioids in fact have the life-saving drug status. So very important drug, they should not be seen as villains. They are actually heroes of human civilization. So after opioid come the plant which is very, very familiar, very, very indigenous to this particular culture, our culture, cannabis plant. Who has not seen a cannabis plant? Who has not seen? I suppose many of you might have actually seen cannabis plant but may not have noticed it, because this plant is a wild plant in India. It grows just anywhere. जंगल में, सड़क के किनारे कहीं पे भी उग जाता है ये. It doesn't require really cultivation at a large scale. If you do not want to open a factory, so just for personal consumption, you will find it anywhere. And various products, bhang, charas, ganja, etc., they come from this plant. Like in alcohol, we were looking at various beverages, beer, whiskey, etc., and they differed in terms of the concentration of ethyl alcohol. These products, bhang, charas, and ganja, they also differ in the source, the part of plant from where they come from, and also the concentration of the active metabolite, which goes by the name of THC, tetrahydrocannabinol. Bhang, as we can see, comes from leaves, consumed mostly orally. Yes, what are various ways in which bhang can be consumed? Yeah, people make thandai drinks of bhang. What else? Laddu, pakoda, bhajiye, and just patti bhi chaba lenge to bhi nasha ho jayega. Ganja comes from the flowering top of the plant, crushed, mixed with tobacco, or without even mixing with tobacco, it can be smoked. Then charas or hashish, it comes from the stem of the plant. You just rub the stem in your hands and scrap the material comes on your hand. That becomes charas. Charas happens to be the most potent among these three, bhang, ganja and charas. And hashish oil is of course more of an industrial product. It's not a household kind of product. Has anyone tried bhang here? होली वगैरह पर आपने किया है ना? हम दो ही लोगों ने किया है. हैं, कुछ लोग हैं. Quite a few honest people, है ना? Right. So how is the effect of bhang? Is it pleasurable? It relaxes you. What else does it do? Yes, absolutely right. One is that it causes a dreamy kind of state, slightly unreal. The environment starts appearing slightly unreal. There is a state of well-being, relaxation, followed by some kind of drowsiness. People doze off, go to sleep, maybe sleep for a very long time. It also increases the appetite, and hence this is one of the medical uses of, in fact, cannabis. That as an appetite stimulant, it's now being used. It can also cause perceptual and sensory distortion, and this is the problematic part, cannabis intoxication. Otherwise, it could have been a wonderful thing, but it causes some very grave perceptual distortion. One of that distortion is difficulty in estimating the distance between two objects. So, spatial disorientation. For instance, if I have to touch the screen, I know how far my hand should go. But under the influence of cannabis, this sense gets lost. So suppose if you are driving, it will be very difficult to understand how far is the truck which is in front of you. So accident होने के chances बहुत ज़्यादा होते हैं. When I tried first on the occasion of Holi, I was lying on my bed. तो मेरे को लग रहा था मैं हाथ से ऐसा पंखे को touch कर सकता हूँ.